Hey guys, you're watching One and Only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a City. Now, I've been hearing reports from my civilians saying, you know, I see that there's a few buildings and we're enjoying the city. The only problem is our cars are running out of fuel and we have nowhere to fill them up. So, we're going to fix that today, or at least start to. We're going to be building a fuel station. Now, all fuel stations are pretty much the same. They all have the sort of same layout, or at least a very similar layout. The only two things defining them being the price of the fuel itself and the colour scheme. Here in the UK, we have like a colour for each company, and I'm assuming it works the same in other countries as well. If you're from the States or from abroad, you might not know these companies. You might have heard of them, but you might not know them entirely. We have Tesco's, which is blue. We have Sainsbury's, which is orange. We have Asda, that's green. We have Reis, which is red. And we have, is it Summerfields, which is yellow. And there's a few other ones, but basically they're all their own individual colours. So we just need to pick one of them. And I think orange would be really cool. It's very rare to have orange in a city. And I think it'll sort of stand out quite well with the red, the blue, and the orange here. So we're going to go with that. Let's grab our wand. And we want to just make sort of an area at first of stone. So I'm just going to go over to there, and I'm going to set stone. Now I'm going to plan this out like the fuel station nearest to me, the one that I always use because it's sort of the most memorable one for me. So the one closest to me has an entrance around here, and it's a way in and a way out, which I think most fuel stations have, otherwise it gets really confusing. And the way out is over there on that side, but I'm not going to put that in there yet until I know exactly how far back it needs to be. So let's get some colours. We're going to need to have, I think orange clay is a nice orange, and we're going to want to have cyan clay as well as like a contrast block. We're going to want to have, I think, this mossy stone block as a lighter grey for the majority of the roof of the big square part. We're going to want to have cobblestone walls for the fuel station parts and levers and such like that. We want to put lines on the road, but I'm not going to worry about that too much yet. Maybe some quartz stairs as like some bright detailing. And for the moment, I think that will do. So, let's say we want a wall that goes all the way around. Just a short wall to stop cars from popping over the curb and getting in here. So take away one block on the edge. Then we want to have at least 3 blocks. Really, 6 blocks would be good. 3 for the car and 3 to squeeze a car between. So if we had 1, 2, 3, and then a space in the middle. Let's give a little bit of room. Then 1, 2, 3. This block right here is going to be the first, or that line there is going to be the first point of where you can fill up fuel. That gives us 3 spots for the width of a car, a spot in the middle, and then 3 blocks for a car to squeeze by to be able to get out. Now, as far as how back it needs to be, we need cars to be able to sort of turn in here and maybe queue up behind. So I think we've actually sort of hit the nail on the head. I think that's a pretty good spot for our first one. Now, how big exactly is a car? Just grab a car. We put it down here. Well, if the car's that big, that means we could get another car in there, because it is always very cramped. Maybe we could extend it by 1. So if that one's on the door level, let's do it 1 block. Oops, no, not there. No. I didn't want to place that. Let's do it there. So it's 1 block forward. So now the car itself can be, I think, here. Oops. And we've got a little bit of room between the 2 cars. So I think 2 fuel parts deep, two cars deep, if you like. And I would really like, obviously it's double-sided, so then you'll have a car here, 3 blocks, and then we probably want enough room to get a car down the middle, to be fair. So 1, 2, 3, block, 1, 2, 3, block, 1, 2, 3. That's pretty big. 1, 2, 3, block, 1, 2, 3, block, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There won't be enough room to drive a car down that side unless we squish it in by... If I squish it in by 1 block and I squish this one in by 2 blocks, and then we've got 1, 2, 3 block. Well, so I think that's as close as we're going to get. Now we should have the same amount of block space between this one and that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, wonderful. You need to get this worked out before you start building the rest of the fuel station, because if you get this wrong, it's going to throw the whole rest of your build out. So you want to just take your time a little bit at the beginning to get it right, and then it makes things so much easier later on. So, height now. Let's put a car down and see how high this needs to be. Now, we also have taller vehicles that we need to think about. That's not really a that tall vehicle. That's a C6. Okay. C4 is a van. I think we want a... Is it a T1 is a lorry, I think? Yeah. Okay, there's a lorry. So we basically want to make sure that the lorry could fit underneath there. So let's pillar this up. And I think if that block is the top, the van just squeezes under. We'll probably have slabs, in fact, instead of full blocks, slabs of the same variant. So we'll have like a block like that, or maybe even an orange one on the top. And then the slabs will come out in this direction and this direction to give us the roof. So now we want to work out how far back we want it to go, how far to the side. We pretty much want it even around all 4 of the corners. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6 is a good number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe it's a little bit too big. Let's take it away by 2. Let's go 4 blocks wider. That makes sense to me. So we... And then the 5th block will be the colour. That should work. That should work. So we'll have this coming back this way. And I pillar this one up. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this way. And you guys get the gist. So let me fill this in. I'll go 4 blocks all the way around. I'll just fill it in. That'll cut a little bit of time, and it's not really that interesting. So I shall see you when it's done. Okay, so that's the boring part done. We've got this, and I decided to put the orange going all the way down instead of just the 1 block as well. And I like that, and I think it'll look good eventually. So now we want to make it a little bit thicker because it looks really thin. It's only half a slab thin, and we've got this weird colour on the top, and we don't want that. So we're going to put orange around... You know, I might take it back by 1 and put the orange on this, because the orange is going to be on this layer, and then I want the grey to be on this layer. And that goes around like this. So if we do like a little corner here, like that, and then we re-slab the middle like this, and then that way it gets rid of this horrible orange line on the top that we don't want, and it fills in the top really smoothly and gives it the thickness that we want, like so. So this should be able to be done on camera. We can go from here to there. 159.1. Set 159.1. And from here to there. And from here to there. And now, as in car parks, there's also car washes sometimes. Not all of them have car washes. I would like to put a car wash in it because I think they look great with a car wash, especially in Minecraft. It's that extra little bit of detail, that extra little bit of thought. And you guys have been sending through tons and tons of pictures of me, not of me, of your cities to me via Twitter and Facebook. They're all so awesome, man. They're absolutely great. Some of your creativity absolutely blows my mind sometimes. And the fire station is a really big want, a really big ask for. A lot of you are wanting that. Is that 44, I think, isn't it? Yeah. Set 44. So we will be doing that soon. A fire station. We've got a hospital and we've got a police station. That's the only third service that we need. Okay, so we've got this grey little sort of start here now. The next is lighting. Obviously, it's very dark under here. It's not going to be bright under here, but we don't need to worry too much about it. Or I'm not going to worry too much about it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get light. Where is it? Oh, it's in this one. Yes, the covered fluorescent. That's the one that we wanted, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to put these down in here to just give us a little bit of light over the pumps. And it's a really nice way to do it. It's a very featuresque type of lighting instead of using glowstone and stuff like that. It utilizes these lights really well. As you can see, it does make a huge difference. It's really brightened up the inside there. The pumps themselves, we want to be 3 blocks wide for symmetrically sake, which means we want 3 different fuels. Now, years and years ago, there used to be 4 in total. There used to be leaded petrol, unleaded petrol, diesel, and something called 4-star, which was like for older vehicles. They don't do 4-star anymore, at least not in the UK, and at least not in most supermarket or most fuel stations. There are still some that you can get at. So we're going to do unleaded fuel, leaded fuel, and diesel. Leaded is for older cars. Usually, unleaded is for somewhat newer cars. You have to have a pretty old car now to have leaded fuel. Is clay good? We've got black for diesel, and then we'll use dark green for leaded and light green for unleaded, and then we get 3 different sort of blocks. So diesel's usually on the right, at least where I am, and then we have unleaded and then leaded. So there's our 3 sort of different blocks. I should do it one more up. I should do it here, and then maybe have orange or grey below it. I think grey might be better. I think orange looked nicer. Like that. Yeah, that sort of works. And then what we want to do is levers. We'll do one of them together. Now, I should be able to copy and paste them, really. So we've got the, flick them down. We've got the fuel pumps on the side. And then what we want to do is have the little display of where you pay. So I'm going to take that block away. I'm going to replace it with a more neutral block. An iron block would be perfect. Like that. And then sign. I think if we use one of these signs, we can write a whole book. Let's say liters and price. Just see what that says. Okay, it's right down there. Liters, and then do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces, 7, 8, 9, 10 spaces, and then do that, and then do price 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I obviously done. Oh yeah. 0.00. No, it won't copy and paste either. That's the only problem, isn't it? No, I don't like that. We're going to use the item frame. It could work, but I don't know. I think an item frame as a TV screen just looks cleaner. I think it looks better. I don't know what we could put in there. Suppose we could put something in the item frame. I don't really know what yet. So we're going to leave it like that. Then we want to have some slabs. I'm going to use these nether brick ones, our path ones, just to go slightly around the outside here. Because you're never allowed to walk through the middle of them, or you shouldn't walk through the middle of them. So we want to put these down going around here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That one. That one. And that one. And then the levers. Don't worry, I shall copy and paste the other ones. So put those in. Now there's always a fire bucket and a bin, usually. So there's usually a bin to get rid of the tissues that you can optionally have. So we're going to put a couple of those in. And then on the other side, there's usually a little red bucket of sand, which is used if you spill some fuel on the floor. You can, a plant pot could work as well. But that's used if you spill some fuel, you can put sand on top of it. And then it's usually like tissues, like a box of tissue sort of thing, or gloves. Usually in there, if you don't want to get fuel on your hands, you can then put them in the bin. I never use it. I don't think it's really that much of a problem, but I know there are people that don't like it out there. Okay, that looks pretty decent. So I'm going to do that on the other two, and then we'll be back again, okay? Okay, so I'm just putting some lines down on the road here. We've now got our in point. I've got the three, all the 6 pumps now. No, how many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pumps. We've got a pretty efficient fuel station here. And we need to do the other side. 3, 4, 5. Take those out. Take those ones down. Put these lines. Wrong one. Going across. I always get it wrong. Maybe one day I'll get it right. Who knows? I think that needs to be on this block, doesn't it? I think that's how I've been doing it on the other ones. Now, some people say that 2 lines looks better. Does 2 lines look better? If it does, I'll put 2 lines on the exits of all the places. I don't know. Yeah, I sort of do like it. I do like it. Yeah, we don't need any lines in here, though. I think people are pretty smart on where they need to park. Usually. Usually, at least. Maybe I can do an out arrow here. That could make sense. That one. And that one. And then we have to have the place where you pay. Now, we need enough space for cars to get through here before the main building starts. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3 is just enough for a car. 4, 5. And then I'm going to do on this block right here, I want to have slabs. So this is going to be like a little path that just sits in front of the building. And where would I got quartz out, but we haven't used the quartz. Do we need the quartz? The stairs of quartz I had. I remember I had them out. Would it look good if we had quartz? No, it would take up too much room. No. Okay, so what do we want out of the colour of the building itself? The pay building is usually like little snacks and stuff inside. Oh yeah, and then the car wash is behind the building on mine, so I'm going to leave a little bit of room behind to be able to do that. I don't think we're going to be able to get it all done this episode. And I might want a little bit more room. No, I don't want to make it too air-spacey. It is pretty tight though, isn't it? Let's move it back by 1 block. Yeah, there's a car wash behind the fuel station at my closest one. They're all in different spots. But I don't know what colour I want to make it out of. I don't know what colour we want. We obviously want to use the orange and the grey. But in the main building, do we use stone brick? Do we use brick? Do we use... I think white stained clay. White stained clay is probably the best one. So we'll grab our 3 clay blocks that we want back again. And we're going to want windows in as well. So let's say the corner of the building finishes here. The car wash exit comes out this way. So that's the very corner of the building. Then you want, I think, 2 blocks before the window starts. And again, I'm going to model this off how the car park is at the car fuel station is at mine. So this is where you pay, and there's always a window that they can see out into the bays. And then you have a giant window that goes all the way across. I think that's nearly as big as what I want. We have a window that goes across here, a doorway to get in, and there's always sweets and chocolates along this window, so you can stand here while you're queuing to pay and check out what number you are. That's what we need, the numbers of what pump you're at. Yes. Oh, that looks so cool as well. It's those kind of little details that really make the difference between a good build and a great build. I'm not saying that mine's a great build. I might not have enough detail for that yet. But it really, just those little tiny things make a huge, huge difference Yeah, beautiful. So, as far as depth goes, these buildings aren't really that deep. They don't need to be that deep. There's usually a couple of people that you can pay with. So there's usually like 2 tills. And then there's like a little staff room out the side where I suppose they make coffees and stuff like that. So we'll do a little bit of a interior wall there. There's usually shelves down the middle, like double-sided shelves. And then down this side are some fridges and freezers for like, I don't know, mostly beer and pizza, I think, because that's sort of the most common thing that people go to a fuel station to buy is chocolate, alcohol, and pizza, because it's the only thing that's like open at night time. Okay, wonderful. I think this is deep enough, but I think I'd like 2 blocks of this pathway. So let's just move this back by 1 block. Cut. Move it back by 1 block. And paste. I do think that just 2 blocks would just be a little bit better. So, height now. We want a decent sized height window. I think we're going to go with a 3-block high door and the same, and like 2 blocks high windows. So everything's all in line with each other. And then I think we probably want the orange and the grey. Grey on top, orange on the bottom is our colour scheme here. And instead of doing it like in a diagonal, we're going to be doing the grey directly on top of the orange. Like this. Next episode will be here as well, because we're not going to be able to finish it all off this episode. We've got the car wash and stuff still to do, and I don't want to rush on it. And I don't want to cut out anything that doesn't need to be cut out, because I know you guys like to follow. So we'll have this go over the top. Ugh, come on. I missed a block. I knew I missed a block. Okay, and then in the middle we'll just use the normal sort of plain grey slabs. It'll make it nice and uniform. So we'll go from here to there. Replace air with 44. Boom! There's that in. And then white stained clays 159. Set 159. There's never any windows on the sides or on the back of fuel stations. I have no idea why. At least not where I am. I've never seen any windows on any of the other sides. So we'll have those, and we haven't ruined the top at all, have we? Nope. Good. Beautiful. And then glass. We want nice, clear, plain glass. No funny business or stain stuff. We just want nice, clear, easy to see through glass on both windows. And that's looking pretty good so far. That's looking pretty good. Obviously, we need to do the inside. We need the car wash. There's always a couple of car parking spots that you can park at these points. We've got enough space for those down here. Let's just do those quickly. If I go for, oops, from here, there's always just a few. Set stone. Now, is this the right one? It is. Marvelous. So we want to have, I think, this going down here just as like a nice edge. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not quite deep enough. We need to move it by 2 blocks, which we've got the room to do. Because we can have a thin... If we had a wall... We don't need a wall down this part. Maybe not. But let's say we did. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, I could move it over by 2 blocks. So we'll go from there to there. Cut. 1, 2 blocks over. Paste. There to there. Set stone. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That gives us a decent amount of... It's tight still, but it gives us a better amount of room. Can I move it over by 1 more block? This would be going down here, obviously. If not, I'll have to make the building slightly smaller. Like a wall going down there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can. A car. We have a block here. 1, 2, 3. A block there, then a wall. No, I'm going to have to make the building a little bit smaller. Just a smidge. So we're going to go from here to there. It doesn't matter where I stand, but I'm going to stand right here. I'm going to go cut, and I'm going to come over by 2 blocks. 1, 2, paste, and we've shortened the building by 2 blocks, so I can add 2 of those. Take those 2 away. Replace this back with stone again. And now we've got plenty of room to be able to drive that. That looks like a more realistic amount of room. 3 blocks between. And have another one. 3 blocks between. There's only every 3 or 4, or sometimes 2. How many have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Because that'll be one going around the corner here. That'll be like this. Going around this side. And then that'll allow us to have 1 more car parking spot here. So yeah, we've got 4 car parking spots. Plenty enough. Because not many people park here. And that's going to do it for this episode, unfortunately, because I'm having a lot of fun. Next episode, we will hopefully sort of finish it off with all the surrounding area. We need the sign. We need the car wash. We need some cars to really make it feel pretty good. And I shall see you then. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe. We shall see you in the next episode.